January, the beautiful braid of adoption, the big picture of adoption. January 1st, they fashioned the breastpiece, like the ephod of gold and blue and purple and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen. Exodus 39:8. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer. Exodus 26:36. Long, long ago, in eternity past, God created a beautiful family braid and named it adoption. The braid wasn't a second thought or plan B. It was His idea before you or I drew a breath on planet Earth. He chose you to be part of His braid. Me too. I'm an adoptee, all grown up, at least physically. It is an honor that you are reading this book. Let's get started by learning where you are in the beautiful braid. 3 colored cords of finely twisted linen comprise the braid. The green cord represents the birth parents, the purple the adoptive parents, and the red the adoptee. Around the 3 cords is a gold cord, thicker and wider, woven within, around, and up and down. This is representative of our sovereign God, who controls all things, for His glory and the good of those who love Him. Your life has been touched by adoption for a purpose. It may seem a bit scary and the responsibility heavy, but God will pull it off. What a relief. January 2nd. At this time Moses was born, and he was no ordinary child. For 3 months he was cared for by his family. Acts 7:20. The red cord, the adoptee, is a unique weaving together of nature and nurture of one marvelous human being with unlimited potential. Remember, you longed to parent this child almost more than life itself. You loved him long before his face ever appeared. You delight in his uniqueness. You eagerly anticipate that speck of potential in his eyes becoming a reality. Revel in the fact that you are instrumental in God's plan. January 3rd. Prompted by faith, Moses, after his birth, was kept concealed for 3 months by his parents, because they saw how comely the child was, and they were not overawed and terrified by the king's decree. Hebrews 11:23. Green represents birth parents, like Moses' parents, who protected his life both in and after the womb. Both parents sacrificially let go of the parenting role, trusting God with the bigger plan for their child's life. Like Moses' mother, who asked God how to save her son's life, birth parents voluntarily embrace grief and loss for the good of their children, and in obedient love for the sovereign will of God. January 4th. As they talked and discussed these things, Jesus Himself came up and walked along with them, but they were kept from recognizing Him. Luke 24:15. The purple cord represents adoptive parents. Purple makes one think of royalty, distinction, eminence, greatness, and nobility. But maybe you don't feel royal. Did you not realize that on Adoption Day, you were stepping into the throne room of the King instead of an orphanage or hospital waiting room? Did you not realize that the social worker holding your child's hand while removing her from a neglected or abusive household was actually the hand of God? You couldn't sense God's presence? That's okay. The 2 on the road to Emmaus in Luke 24 couldn't either. But that doesn't change the fact that Jesus was there, as He has always been with you. January 5th. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them because He is Lord of lords and King of kings, and with Him will be His called, chosen, and faithful followers. Revelation 17:14. The gold cord represents God Almighty, strong, unconquerable, ruler of heaven and earth. He will never leave or